Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. My name is Joe. We are here at Old Trafford where they are bringing out all of the cherry pickers to finish off the painting on the front of Old Trafford. But we're here to talk about the one and only Cristiano Ronaldo. He broke the record for most international goals of any man in history last night. We'll go into all the details of that and the reaction as well. We'll also be looking at Erling Haaland, who is reportedly still Manchester United's main target next summer, despite signing Cristiano Ronaldo on a 2-year deal. If anything, he could be helping bring him in. Very interesting one. And a little injury update on Jadon Sancho, who apparently has taken a bit of a knock in training for England. We'll go into the details of that as well coming up. Right then, let's get into it. Cristiano Ronaldo, Manchester United's brand new signing, although he's not really, is he, because we signed him 15 years ago. But Cristiano Ronaldo has broken the record for the most goals ever scored by an international for their country. An absolutely insane record that has stood for about 15 years. He scored both of the goals in a 2-1 win against the Republic of Ireland yesterday, scoring in the 88th minute to equalise the game, and then in the 96th minute scoring a sensational header to not only win the game but put his name in the record books as well. Absolutely insane from Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, that record when I was a kid was one of those like impossible to break things. It was just ridiculous. Aladir up there on 109 goals. It didn't even seem real. He's the sort of player that most of us maybe haven't heard of, most of us haven't seen play in the flesh, but had just scored an unbelievable amount of goals. Now, especially when you compare the fact that Wayne Rooney, who's England's top scorer and Manchester United's top scorer, has only scored 53 goals for England, which I say only is an excellent achievement. You know, England, one of the main countries in international football since football began, and he scored less than half of what Ronaldo has scored for United. The fact that he's overtaken a sensational record is honestly one of the most unbelievable things about an already unbelievable career. I think Lionel Messi's on 76 goals, 35 goals behind Ronaldo at international level. It's a ridiculous return from what is a ridiculous player. What's also ridiculous is he's played 180 games for Portugal, which I think is about 60 more than anyone's ever played for England. So you do get a few extra goals by doing that, but that's a testament to his fitness, a testament to his consistency. And there's a sensational stat last night on Twitter, we can get it on the screen. If you score 50 goals for the next 15 seasons, you will have scored 750 goals. Cristiano Ronaldo has scored 785 in his career. It doesn't even seem possible to entertain the idea of scoring 50 goals 15 years in a row, and Ronaldo has done more than that. An absolutely sensational player, and someone that I think, not that we needed reminding of how good he is, but there's been a little bit of doubt. You hear people like Trevor Sinclair come out of the woodwork. Oh, he's not going to be able to handle the speed of England. He's not going to be able to play every game. Is he still the man he used to be? Lukaku's a better signing, and then he goes and does that for Portugal last night, proving not just of what a great player he is, but the fact that when the pressure is on, when it's time to win a game, when you're about to lose, Cristiano Ronaldo is still the man to do that for you. And another little point to mention as well, earlier in the game, he did miss a penalty, I will say that much. We've got to go with it. We've got to give you all the news here. But an interesting point about that is, not that he missed it, but that he took it. Bruno Fernandes won the penalty. He was fouled. By all rights, he might well take it. He's got one of the best penalty scoring records in the world. I think his penalty scoring ratio, his percentage, is actually better than Ronaldo's, but Ronaldo took the ball off him and took that penalty. So it's an interesting one for United, I think we may see that next season. I think Bruno may have to sort of think, right, what can I take here? I'm not taking penalties. I'll do a deal for the free kicks. I'll do a deal for the corners. I'm not sure what we'll see, but I think you're going to see Manchester United having a little fight on their hands for who's taking set pieces next season. Next up then, a little update on United's other new signing, Jadon Sancho, who has reportedly picked up a small injury in training with England. Now, it doesn't look like he's going to be missing any United games, but there are 3 games for England in this international break, and he's certainly going to be missing the first one of those. We heard this week from Gareth Southgate, who said, "We've got a small knock with Jadon Sancho this morning, so we're going to assess him. Everyone else is fine for the game." Now, that game is tonight, and it doesn't seem like he's going to play, so hopefully he will be back fit, hopefully for England's next game. Not that I'm too bothered about that, but we want him to have had 10 days or a week or so in his legs by the time he plays for Manchester United. Just one of them things, isn't it, with the international break? You always risk this sort of thing. Luckily, it seems though it's a relatively minor thing. I'm sure we'll know more in the coming days. But if Jadon Sancho gets injured on an international break, I'm going to be absolutely fuming. Right then, finally it's Erling Haaland, who has been mentioned with Manchester United about as much as Jadon Sancho has in the last 12 months. And this is coming from ESPN and Mark Ogden more specifically. He's the senior writer there at ESPN. He has said, Erling Haaland remains Manchester United's priority target next summer, despite the club's financial outlay to re-sign Cristiano Ronaldo from Juventus, sources have told ESPN. Now this is a point worth mentioning. I think these are the first people that have come out and basically said, yeah, we're still after him. We all knew that United wanted Haaland, but there were some reports that may have changed now that Cristiano Ronaldo had come into the club, that we'd spent kind of the Haaland money on Ronaldo, the Haaland wages certainly on Cristiano Ronaldo. But again, ESPN, who have been quite, in the last 12 months, I would say, up in their reliability in terms of transfer news. They're not Fabrizio Romano, they're not maybe, your James Duckers, but they're a more reliable outlet than they were, I would say, maybe 12 months, 2 years ago. And they are the first to come out post-Ronaldo transfer and say, we are still after Haaland. And that's a huge boost, if you ask me, because I think, yes, Ronaldo's a great, impact player, 1, 2, potentially a third year, depending on the circumstances. But I think if we want to look long-term with this team, long-term at this club, Erling Haaland is the way to go, especially if you've got Mason Greenwood in there as well. That's the only concern for me, maybe how that would develop and how that would hinder the development, of Mason Greenwood. We've sort of had this over the years, haven't we? Oh, is Cavani going to affect him? Is Ronaldo going to affect him? I don't think they will. He's still only 19. But when you bring in someone like Haaland who's 21, well, that's only 2 years older than Mason Greenwood, so that's going to be a constant battle throughout their career. But again, United need top players, and if Mason Greenwood proves himself to be a top player this season, maybe we won't need Erling Haaland. I just like that we're still after him, we still want him, and if next year rolls around and we still need a number 9, Erling Haaland is going to be the first one on that list. Right, that's going to be all from me then. Make sure you check out the Paddock merch shop at paddockmerch.com if you haven't already. We've got loads of new designs. We've got some Ronaldo stuff on there. The Bruno Fernandes slasher design, which of course I think many of you will have seen, is my favourite. Check it out. We've got loads of new stuff on there. paddockmerch.com. Again, thank you very much for joining us. Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean, he's an absolute freak, isn't he? If we needed a reminder that he's still one of the best goal scorers in the world, we saw that last night. He's the greatest international men's goal scorer of all time with a quite ludicrous 111 goals. And we're going to be seeing him here next weekend. Thank you very much for joining us. Later on today, we do have a United transfer window ranked. Was this season United's best ever transfer window? Check it out this afternoon and give us your thoughts in the comments. Thank you once again for joining me. We'll see you in a bit.